Hi team! So today I am going to record a video that's I'm looking at my calendar off screen. I was thinking the first full week of August, but today is Tuesday, August 6th, so let's do a reading for Tuesday to Tuesday. So this is energy for August 6th through the 13th, and I am going to go through each sign and then pull a card corresponding for that sign. So I'm just going to shuffle here. Thank you to everyone who watched my August monthly reading. I will be doing that every month for the collective, and then probably doing some kind of video like this where it's like a shorter amount of time and for each sign. So let me know in the comments below what you think about this format and if it's working for you, and how the reading resonates with you, etc. All right. So if you haven't watched the August video, I recommend that you do that just so you can get a sense of how these messages might fit into the overall sort of structure. All right. So I've shuffled. I'm going to cut the deck and then restack it. All right. So looking at Aries, I'm like moving the deck all over the place. All right. So I'm going to cut it for Aries. Ooh, Aries. Okay, so we have the Wheel of Fortune, and it is reversed. And in my August video, I talked a little bit about reversals and how I read them. But I don't see them, just a quick recap, I don't see them as being negative or shadowy. I just see it as the energy's present, but not operating at 100%. So a major arcana, and it's also a 10. And so 10s in the tarot show us an opportunity to continue the cycle or to choose to reevaluate things and to move forward in a new way. And so it is a time of asking you how you can reevaluate how you've been approaching things. The Wheel of Fortune comes up to remind us that we are not in control of everything. And so taking stock of like what is in your control and what's out of your control, and trusting that the timing is working how it is right now. Definitely recommend watching that August video just because we talk about timing of things, so that might be helpful to you. Good question for you to journal about or just keep in mind is what are you trying to control, particularly the timing of it, and why do you think that you're trying to control it? Cool. All right. Thank you, Aries. Now, Taurus. Yay! Ace of Cups. Okay. So, cups are the suit of emotions, right? And aces are kind of like the cheerleaders of the deck. They're really affirming, positive, like go for it. Lots of like positive energy. Ace of Cups talks about like a kind of communal support. I'm really feeling like support of your community, and being able to reach out to people and like having people shower you with love and affection, all great stuff. And so what happens when you get this card but you don't necessarily feel that, right? Aces show us available energy. So all of this is just saying that this energy is available to you, but you might have to take steps in order to access it and in order to bring it into your experience, right? So it might look like having to tell someone, hey, I feel really down. Can you tell me a funny story? Or whatever. Don't be afraid to articulate your needs and trust that there are people around you who can help fulfill those needs. And if one person's not available to you, that's totally fine. Say, thank you so much for, expressing your boundary. I'm going to go ask someone else. And then go ask somebody else, right? Don't just quit looking for help when it's, you get turned down. Okay? So, making sure with this card, the little recap is just checking in with yourself. If you are feeling the love, awesome. Tell people you appreciate them, or how you feel. And if you're not feeling it, making sure that you are making an effort and asking people and trusting that help is available to you when you ask for it. All right. Thanks, Taurus. Gemini. Ooh, 8 of Cups. This is one of my all-time favorite cards in the deck. It's it's going to be hard to keep this short. I might film a video just about the Eight of Cups because I like it so much. But the quick version is that, yeah, I'm struggling to make it small. It's okay, I got this. You are in a really transformational time. All eights are really transformational. You've been really working towards, or like, yeah, working towards something that's been really emotionally fulfilling, putting a lot of effort into it. And then suddenly, or maybe not so suddenly, you're feeling this kind of shift of wanting something new. And the people on the outside might not, you know, understand that, and you might not understand it. And it's just like, trust your gut, right? So if you're feeling yourself this week pulled in a new direction, like feeling like sudden interest in something, just follow it and be curious about it, and don't be afraid that that your interest or your desire is leading you away from what's good for you. Okay, really, really, maybe taking that to your journal if you have any kind of shame around desire, as not being, you know, something that you can trust. Sit with that, explore what that's about, and you know, if you're inspired, follow the thing. Cool. All right, thanks, Gemini. Cancer. Ooh, Justice. Another major arcana. I'm a Cancer sun, so this one's also for me. And it's always harder to read for myself. Okay, Justice. Trusting. Wow, that was really clear, actually. I just heard, you don't have to make a decision right now. It's just a time of gathering the information and evaluating it, right? So just being open to receiving, doing this non-judgmental listening. There may be some like insights that are coming up, fairly significant ones about like your own like personality and how you show up in relationship. You might have people from the outside telling you, hey, I noticed you've been doing this thing. Try to just receive the information. It doesn't have to mean anything other than what it is on the surface. So just be in this time of absorbing the information. It's probably going to be helpful. I know I keep saying writing stuff down, but it's probably going to be helpful to write some stuff down, just any insights. Don't worry about recording everything. Whatever comes to mind, just write down that, because what's important is going to stick. And then trust that there's going to be an opportunity to put all of this information into a bigger picture and put it to work. Okay? Yay! Oof, that was a heavy one. All right, Leo. High Priestess. Great. I am going to be recording, sort of an aside, a series about the major arcana, and it's going to talk about how to integrate the different major arcana that are energy into your life, and there's also going to be some guided meditation, so be on the lookout for that. High Priestess is the first one I'm going to do, so that's why I brought it up. So Leo, it's your season. Happy birthday. Great. High Priestess is a card that asks us to be patient, kind of similar to Aries about being patient with timing. High Priestess is saying you're not going to have all of the answers just yet. But you're also in this really like delicious, mysterious moment, right? Because it is your season, I'm getting this sense that there's this element of like people are drawn to you and they don't understand why. Like High Priestess is magnetic and interesting because she embodies this mysterious element. And people are drawn to you and want to spend time with you, and just really leaning into your magnetic personality, and not having an expectation of where it's going to go, like where the connections you make are going to go, just trusting that all things are happening in time. And you're not going to be in High Priestess forever, like it is going to unfold, but just allow yourself to find pleasure in the mystery. Love it. Virgo, Tower reversed. Cool. The Tower. It's not a super fun energy to be in. I will come out and say that. But as Lindsay Mack says, the Tower only really hurts if you hold on. If you choose to continue to hold on. So you might, I'm getting the sense that, okay, this isn't going to be like you're evicted or something major like that, but it does feel like maybe you get an email that you weren't expecting, or like a bill shows up in the mail that you weren't anticipating. It feels very communications focused. Yeah, or someone that you don't talk to anymore decides to text you. And you have a choice. If it's a bill, you probably will pay that. You probably should pay that. But you don't have to. Again, this is like, there's a choice involved. There's a choice in whether you respond and how you respond. And so if something disruptive happens this week, try not to go to worst case scenario when you start like replanning your life and being like, okay, now that I have received this email from my boss that tells me like they didn't think I did my best work, then I have to like quit my job. Try not to go into disaster mode. Just try to like, okay, I'm receiving, I'm taking a breath, I'm choosing how I want to respond, I'm responding, I'm letting it go, right? Just letting it be more fluid. Try not to hold on to any of this sticky energy, and just let things be the way they are. Excuse me. Libra. The Star. Lots of major arcana. Woohoo, team. We're doing it. The Star is a really sweet card. There is more nuance to it, but the quick read of it is like hope. Having hope. And I'm feeling for you finally. You have a propensity to weigh a lot of options and to have, a lot of internal dialogue about, okay, what's the best way to do this? Because you can see all sides, which is such an amazing skill. And the Star card is here to tell you that this week to just really, don't wait for the other shoe to drop. Don't greet your blessings with an expectation that there is something bad that's going to happen. Whew. If you're feeling hopeful, let yourself feel that, and you don't have to have an explanation or logic your way through your feelings ever, and especially this week. Yay. All right, 10 of Cups, Scorpio. 10 of Cups reversed. So a 10, again, another opportunity. Am I going to continue on in the same vein, or am I going to choose something different? And this is around your emotions. You are probably going to have some thoughts come up around what direction do you want to go in? Who are the partners that you want to have? What kind of life do you want to live? What kind of job do you want to have? Anything that feels really around structure and something substantial. Take that how you will. And you are beginning to focus on what can you build that's long lasting. And so if you start feeling like a desire, like a new thing, like maybe you thought for a long time, or you have practiced monogamy, and then, maybe you start learning about, polyamory, and you're like, oh, maybe I'm a polyam person. I don't know. Do some research. Don't hold on to, you don't have to keep doing the thing that you've always done before, Or maybe you're, worked really hard for a job, and then you got the job and you're like, I don't know if I'm feeling it. Like, maybe I want to, I don't know, learn something different and be in a new field. Those kinds of things can be exciting because we're motivated intrinsically by a desire. This is similar to that, the Eight of Cups that I think it was Gemini's card. So it can be really exciting, and it also can be scary, right? Because we're shifting how we always thought that we were. So just be kind to yourself. There's a great quote that I like by Rob Bresney, the astrologer, who does free will astrology. A lifetime favorite of mine. And the quote is, you don't have to pursue a kind of perfection that isn't interesting to you. So you get to decide what you want to move towards and what isn't, something that you want to put effort into. And that's, life is great that way. And sometimes having that choice makes it stressful. So just be kind to yourself, okay? Always, but especially. Sagittarius, Page of Swords reversed. So the pages show us this kind of novice energy. And Page of Swords is like trying on new ways of speech. Also, I'm hearing that you're just starting more conversations with people you wouldn't normally talk to. And just like stretching out and feeling a little bit more into, who you are as a communicator, and not being so stuck in identifying like, oh, yep, I identify this particular way and nothing can sway me from that. Excuse me. Page of Swords is also, if we think about the aces as available energy, right? So Ace of Swords would be like all these new ideas and new beliefs and this potential for communication. Page of Swords is saying, I see that potential. I'm going to reach for it. I'm going to actualize it. I'm going to do the work that I need to do in order to start expressing. And so the reminder for this week is if you're trying new things, that's awesome. You might not speak with as much like grace and ease as you have an expectation of yourself to do, but you are trying a new thing. So just God, I'm telling everybody to be kind to themselves. Be kind, be kind. But truly, it is important, especially when we're trying new things. Don't be discouraged if you fumble something, right? The goal is to stay motivated, and if you're making a change, to keep going on that as long as it feels life-giving. Capricorn, Magician, reversed. I love this. I've been talking to a lot of Capricorn friends recently, and they're just, y'all are doing so much. And I'm constantly amazed at your ability to focus and to plan and to do all these things. And you are more than that. I want to say you are more than your productivity, of course. And it is also awe-inspiring. And I think that piece about being more than your productivity, it's being more than productivity in a capitalist sense, or more than, what your boss would say, or what, your parents would say, or whoever, how can you tap in Magician energy? How can you tap into what's creatively inspiring to you, right? The Magician is a channel for the universe to express itself in this dimension. And it's like a stained glass window. Like there's no other stained glass window like you. And even though the light is the same that passes through all the different windows, right? What is created through that passing is very different. So I would encourage you to just really give yourself time to do creative stuff, even if it feels like it's moving you away from what your task is or what you're being productive by, because this is also of worth, of course. And if you're a creative person, you work in a creative industry as your job, maybe stepping away and saying, okay, I'm working on this project for a long time, but what's something fun I can do, like a little thing to mix it up and to keep it interesting for myself. Thanks, Capricorn. Aquarius, Four of Wands reversed. So this does present, I just love how bright and yellow this is. This does present a, like a wedding scene. And I've been thinking about that because when this deck was created, marriage presented, maybe a different message than it does for us now. And it was this, probably seen as this kind of like pinnacle of connection, security, purpose, fulfillment of lifelong goals, all of these things. And what's interesting is thinking about how we can come together, who we can partner with, to bring our life to life, our goals to life, all of these things. So your homework this week is to think about the projects that you're working on, maybe something that you've been really excited about but don't know where to start, or something you've started but you feel stuck on, and try to think, okay, once you have a sense of what that is, who are people that you could ask for help with, or who might have similar interests that you can partner with. Maybe that's going on Meetup or, Twitter or whatever, and finding people who are doing similar work. I would encourage you to talk about your projects more, just so people can be like, oh, right, that person is like into water skiing or something. Oh, I know somebody else who's into that. Whatever it may be. Be willing to talk about your projects, especially the unfinished ones, without this expectation of perfection, so that you can create connections, so that you can further them along. So this is really great, some goal setting stuff for you, but it's just looking at what are your existing goals and how can you address them with the help of, some other people. And last but not least, Pisces, Six of Swords, another one of my favorite cards. Pisces, I'm just loving all this water for you because it just is so fitting. You are maybe being confronted this week with some old thought patterns, and I'm hearing that it's not coming from you necessarily, it's other people reminding you of old versions of yourself. Please take care. That can be really hurtful sometimes, especially if you've experienced dysphoria of any kind, or PTSD or any of these things. Like sometimes the past and being reminded of who we once were, or bodies that we once inhabited, and things that we once did can be really hurtful. So just be tender around that. But also in general with this card, I think of the thoughts as propelling us forward and moving us towards a new way of being. So I don't want to minimize any hurt or pain you may be feeling. If it comes up, and if you're able, and if you're open and receptive to reframing what's happening, as maybe being, okay, this stuff is coming up, what can I learn from it coming up? Because maybe you can't stop, maybe you have intrusive thoughts, or maybe, other people are expressing these things towards you, and you can ask them like, hey, I don't really want to hear about that, whatever. But sometimes we can't always control what we have to interface with. So in that circumstance, just like asking yourself, what do I need? What can I learn from this situation, and how can I best take care of myself? All right, team. We got some real heavy hitters. Aries, that Wheel of Fortune. Taurus, Ace of Cups. Gemini, Eight of Cups. Cancer, Justice. Promise I don't have faves. Leo, High Priestess. Oh yeah, Virgo, Tower. Libra, the Star. Scorpio, Ten of Cups. Sag, Page of Swords. Cap, the Magician. Aquarius, Four of Wands. Pisces, Six of Swords. All right, team. Overall, the message is like really be kind to yourself this week. There's some stuff. We're going through some kind of transition, all of us. So just be kind. And yeah, appreciate you tuning in. Let me know in the comments below what you think of this format. Any other things you want to share. You can also email me, emmetarot@gmail.com. emmetarot.com. Not yet. Someday. emmetarot@gmail.com. And like, subscribe, so you can stay posted on the Major Arcana series that I'm doing. And then there's some info on patreon.com about patreon.com/emmetarot about the downloadable guided meditations that will become available very soon. So give that a look. Thank you so much. I appreciate you, and I will see you later. Bye.